Welcome to Alchemical Science. I'm Jordan, an open source researcher and a student of the inventor and vortex fusion specialist Malcolm Bendall. Happy New Year, everyone. First, a big thanks for everyone who subscribed to the channel, watched and shared the videos, and those who became supporting members or donated via the website, or super thanks over the last year. With your support in 2024, Alchemical Science has grown to over 30,000 subscribers, and the channel has had over 1 million views. So thank you again. I hope we can spread even more awareness of these topics in 2025. I thought we'd start off the new year with some general updates. Malcolm and I caught up with Graham and Darren from the Grimerica Show recently, where Malcolm spoke about some of the recent trials and successful replications that have been completed around the world, some of his goals for the thunderstorm generator and other applications of MSART plasmoid technology. He announces the plasmoid-related books that have become available in print and digital formats, and he hints to some interesting new books which will be published over the coming year as well. He also announces that thunderstorm generator kitsets are now being produced. I'm going to save a more detailed announcement on that for my next Plasmoid update. They're already available if you do know where to find them. I am in touch with the supplier, but I want to allow them to get geared up to meet the new influx of orders before making a big announcement on the channel about this and giving more details, as they're already experiencing a really initial very high demand after they announced that the kitsets were available via their own newsletter just a little over a month ago, so I'm giving them time there, but we're going to announce that soon. I know a couple of people who are already starting their own retrofits using those kits, so I'm hoping we can compile a bit of an FAQ from their successes and mistakes, and perhaps do a video showing how the retrofit works and cover some basic troubleshooting so that everyone can get off to a clean start with their own replications and trials in 2025. So hold tight for the big announcement on those thunderstorm generator kitsets soon, where to get them, what to expect, but you will hear Malcolm mention this as a spoiler during this video too. So these updates from Malcolm are just clips from the full interview with Graham and Darren in an interview that we attended on the Grimerica Show. The complete interview was over 3 hours long, and Malcolm bounced around a broad variety of topics, including drones, World War III, AI, plasmoid consciousness, deep state suppression, politics, depopulation, and NASA, just to name a few. Graham graciously gave me permission to repost this interview, so I've cut it up into some clips relevant to particular topics and removed some of the blank spaces and repetition. I'll be releasing another 2 videos after this one, which cover some of Malcolm's conversations on other topics, such as those I mentioned above. But you can also go and watch the complete 3-hour video on the Grimerica Show YouTube channel anytime. The link to the video and their channel is in the description. So thanks again to Darren and Graham for having us and for allowing Malcolm the space to cover a lot of ground during that interview. I'll be following up these videos covering topics from Malcolm's interview with another Plasmoid update myself in January, talking about the long-awaited element-accredited test results, among other things. So stay tuned. Make sure you're all subscribed to the channel to catch the new videos coming soon. With no further ado, here are some general updates from Malcolm.
Well, the main thing is that people can get, if you go to Plasmoid Power, you know, our partner there, Alpha Prospects, and Christopher Foster, his group and the original workshops that I worked in Thailand. Anyway, they're pumping out, I think they've got about 1,000 models so far for sale, and they're going all around the world. I just heard that our guy, Oliver, who helped us in Tampa, Florida, he got 2 of them arrive. So they're getting out there around the world, and that's the, you know, minimum viable product, you know. So, and that's, they've been selling for around about less than 700 US for a package, you know, plus freight or whatever. So, yeah, we've had some fantastic results from those test engines, the ones that are being distributed. You know, the same sort of numbers. You know, you're going from 0.18% oxygen up to, you know, 20.5%. I mean, the same thing, carbon turning to oxygen. And basically, globally, our meeting here in Dubai, and we ran the engine successfully here, as we said. We have the successful complete build done in India by Rockpecker and Kartik and Kiran working away on that. Most people met Kiran at the conference, at the Cosmic Summit conference as well. So the all that's in train, and the results are fantastic. Again, like I think it was, what was that one? That was about, I think, 0.16% oxygen. Again up to 20% plus, and again, the carbon dioxide from 14% down to 0.3%, and carbon monoxide over 6% down to around about 0.25%. So consistent results globally, and you can buy at cost my notes, the redacted notes, which is parts 1 to 20, and all of the information in there is like open source, because freely given, freely distributed. Right. Oh, by the way, the book's out at the moment, both in the Shaman, in paperback and hardback now.
Nice.
And so that's been an achievement for this year. In fact, this year's finished really strongly because we've set up the company, which everyone will be amused about, is Vajra, which is what creates ball lightning, Vidrit, which is ball lightning, and Vendetta is, what's happening at the moment, which we'll go into on my notes there.
Yeah, and make sure you tell us how to get your book, your notes too. You said we can buy them somewhere online, or
yeah, they're on Strike Foundation. Well, you have a go.
Strike Foundation. Yeah, I've got a link of that in the show notes already.
Jordan, do you want to go?
Yeah,
over
on the
that?
Strike Foundation website, strikefoundation.earth, but they're actually sold on Amazon. So any of the Amazon, if you search Malcolm Bendall Notes, then they will come up with that cover of the Plasmoid unification model, and that's the Shaman there, the paperback edition, which you can get paperback, hardcover,
And now
or
hardcover.
on Kindle on Amazon as well. Yes.
Robert Haralick's writing the book at the moment, which will be published along with Roland Perry was here in Dubai, sat down with me. I was with him for 10 days. He was here. He finished the Oliphant book, which I'm acknowledged in that as following on with their work and using the alpha ladder as a sequencing of joining together, fusing 2 hydrogens together, make helium. 3 heliums is carbon, and if you look at the chemistry book, it's got a 2-way arrow. You can easily turn carbon into 3 helium, and you can easily turn 3 helium into a carbon, but the heliums want to be a 4. So basically, if you pull the 3 apart with a carbon, in our 432 system does that, it actually, that is time itself. So the clockwise exhaust gas, hot, positively charged, death and destruction, is accelerates time, which pulls things apart, and inside the vacuums pulling in the water vapor and plasmoids, hitting the high temperature of the stainless steel, which is a catalyst, 304 stainless. It splits apart the hydrogen into hydrogen and helium, so hydrogen and oxygen, and then it then fuses the hydrogen into helium. Then the 3 heliums from the carbon then joins with the helium from the water being split, and that makes oxygen. So therefore, and we just finished the balanced equations, it's going in the book as well, which proves scientifically that exactly the missing water, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and hydrocarbons, right? When you balance up what's missing there in the assay against the amount of oxygen, that suddenly goes from 0.16% to over 20%. So suddenly you've got all this oxygen. Where did it come from? Well, it came from the alpha ladder, well known, well documented. And also the recent papers also document that the that as said, you have neutrinos produced, which are not harmful to humans. I mean, you get more harm from walking out in the sun and getting sunburnt than ever you're going to get with a neutrino. So anyway, the point is that what I will not stand on my watch, the same as I won't stand on World War III on my watch. I will not stand for more lies and deception, simply going from plasmoids don't exist to they're the most dangerous thing in the world. No, out of control bureaucracies and senile presidents are dangerous weapons.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Right. They're the problem. Once a society knows plasmoids exist, that is imploded spheres that have their self-contained, self-generated, self-contained electromagnetic field. They're capable of both absorbing energy, waste energy, which it does with the thunderstorm generator and the engine. And I want to go back to just to enforce this again and again, because people just don't get it. When you go to the petrol pump, if you put $100 worth of petrol in your petrol tank, gas tank, you will only get $33 worth of traveling with that. $66 is your contribution to poisoning yourself and the rest of humanity and destroying the planet. Yes, you are producing CO2, which is good, but it's with hydrocarbons and benzene rings and toluene rings, all the things that are highly toxic that are polluting all the cities of the world. Our thunderstorm generator will clean all those cities up. Not only clean the exhaust coming from your engine, but the air from the exhaust pipe in front of you, you will be taking in and cleaning that up as well, getting rid of the hydrocarbons, getting rid of the carbon monoxide, getting rid of the carbon dioxide, and giving off oxygen at atmospheric levels. And it's just amazing that the net balance of that equation, the amount of lost water from the bubbler, the amount of humidity, which has lost 50%, is exactly balanced up with the loss of the hydrogen and loss of the hydrocarbons, in the system. So, proven technology, repeated over the last 8 years, certified, independently, globally, and it will be implemented. I'm in the Middle East now, in Dubai, to get it, because it will save not only the oil industry in the Middle East, but the whole oil industry, because the oil industries never realized before that their product could be clean, and the increase in efficiency of the motor using the technology above about 30%, and then hopefully over time that'll increase to doubling the efficiency. Do you want to talk about your recovery of Matsumoto's notes with Bob?
Yeah, sure. So that I've been traveling for about 4 months now, and that was the start of that. As I went over and stayed with Bob Grenier. He was entrusted by Matsumoto, Dr. Takaaki Matsumoto, who was a Japanese nuclear scientist. Many people might have seen the book. It's this green book that Martin Fleischmann Memorial Project's been promoting, and we've all got a copy of it laying around. But yeah, Bob inherited all of these documents. There was videos, notebooks, like original resolution photos, so like the negatives and the positives there. Malcolm donated, I think, about 1,500 pounds or something, getting all of that luggage back to the Czech Republic. And then Bob had been working with another guy to remaster the text from that book. Myself and Emma, my wife, helped out scanning all of the higher resolution images for the book and matching them in. So I think Martin Fleischmann Memorial Projects just finished the Kickstarter to raise money to print that new edition. And Bob's going to be working on that more, just putting the new, much higher resolution images in, which they show much more clearly, like the significance of Matsumoto's work is that he really just mapped out the whole kind of life of a plasmoid, the story of its different reactions with different materials. And he was really incredibly methodical. There was like 120 kilos or something, of his life work, of his notes. And so that was one of the things that Bob originally found in Dr. Matsumoto's work was happening the same way in Malcolm's thunderstorm generator. So it has some significance there as well.
Wow, that's great. Excellent. So how was the rest of the conference that you went there? Was that was the alchemical one, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was kind of separate, but Bob was also speaking at that, and Roger Green from Breakthrough Energy, he sponsored me to come along to that whole conference. Paul Harris was there, who's the inventor of the Therify device, and he, has also done some work on Guy Obolinski that Malcolm mentioned before. There was a bit of synergy there, that he'd also done some work on the machines that he was working on, and just great to have that kind of alchemist inventor combination going on again. Learned a lot of fun.
And Roger then after that introduced us to some people in Dubai, and that's where we set up the. Took us 6 hours this time to retrofit the all the parts to an engine just from scratch, and they had their little trolley, and we put all together and let everything. We sealed up all the joints and let that seal overnight. And then we ran it the next day, and he had brought all his friends. I think we had about 25 people there, I think, from all the different, all the different
engineers,
coal-fired
chemists, and it was
it's,
great.
it's amazing, and it was because they're spending about $50 million on buying the coal, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 75 million total on fuel a year, I think.
So it was very good, and that's like obviously for the the Earth. I'd like to catch up in February because we want to put out a show of the Imagine Museum exhibition showing the time crystal, which is one of the new discoveries that I've got. A time crystal, the 11.5 degrees or 25 degrees, and the 22.5 degree time crystal. Actually, have you got it there? Can you show us that, Jordan?
It's under construction, but I can.
Yeah, just the time crystal. Yeah. So just these things: the time crystal, the implosive turbine. Oh, beautiful! Wow, that is a bit bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit bigger. Yeah, that's just a half of the
I know, but it's
11.25 degree.
But it's a great house. If you put it on the table, that's a flat surface. That'd be a very interesting design for a house. Yeah, the time crystal. Yeah,
it would never blow over.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
it's
it would.
XYZ imploding, so it's actually a time crystal. Yeah.
The time crystal.
Well,
all right, thanks for watching. As I say, I'll release another 2 parts which collate some of the other topic relevant clips from this interview with Malcolm. Also hold out for a more detailed and official update about the thunderstorm generator kitsets once I touch base with the company in question and get all of the details in order this month, and they're ready for further advertising. If you manage to find out where to get them already from Malcolm's spoiler, or you already knew, well, good luck with your build and let me know how you get on with that. And coming very soon, I'll be doing a video on the long-awaited Element accredited UK emissions test results, which Malcolm has now released. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel to catch all of this and more. See you next time.